Welcome back to the Compound Podcast. This is episode 161, presented by Parlay Rum. When I say Parlay, you say
Rum.
That baby Zack.
Zack even say anything?
No.
Or did he just like put his finger? He's like, yep.
Just gave you the finger gun. Parlay is the rum for whiskey drinkers. Go to your local Binny's, your local, wherever you get your liquor. Ask them about Parlay. Ask them to get some in for you. It's the perfect time of year to start making rum mixed drinks, pina coladas. Ever had a nice pina colada in the middle of the summer? Get the 3-year, mix it. Get the 8-year, sip it. Get the 12-year, also sip it. Be a great time. You know what I want to start with today?
What would you like to start with?
I want to start by talking about, just so everybody knows, we're doing a little bit early morning Tuesday recording. I think we all might have just woke up. Might have just popped out of bed.
I've been up for like an hour or two.
Well, you're on the East Coast. You're cheating.
Oh, okay.
Eastern time?
Yes.
Zach, what city are you in? Eastern?
I'm Eastern, yes.
Well, I'm a little tired. I'm not going to lie to you guys, all right? I just want people to know. I want to be honest.
Didn't you have a day game yesterday?
Yeah, I did. Okay.
Would you do some nefarious things last night?
Of course not. I don't do that. And then, so what do I want to talk about? I'm going to get back to that. I'm just going to go right back to that. I'm going to talk about Stroh. We'll talk about Stroman's performance yesterday. We go 1 o'clock Memorial Day. Way to go. Wrigley was bumping 40,000 people. Starting the series against the Rays, who I believe have the best record in the league. And Stroman comes out and he just dices. 105 pitches. He's going sinker away. He's backdooring it. He's throwing the slider to the corner. Then he's running the sinker in. He's got a splitter now. I don't know when he found that pitch. It's just, he's all over the place. It's unbelievable.
How many hits did he give up?
One
hit. That's what we talked about it before we started recording, but 72 strikes and 105 pitches and only giving up 1 hit. That is incredibly impressive.
Yeah. 100 ground balls.
Living in the strike zone.
Ton of ground balls. He was on the edges all day. He gave up 1 hit. He had a no-hitter going through. He hit somebody in the back leg. So hit by pitch in like the second or third. And then no-hitter until maybe the 6th.
I think it was it 6th? Yeah.
And then Franco kind of like jam shotted one over Dansby's head at short. Which was the only thing I had to do all day was pick that up and throw it in. And then he walked a guy.
Could have you made the play on the hit?
No, I wish. He walked a guy. Yeah, maybe I should have. He walked a guy in the 8th, I think, and that was like the only. That was the only even like. Ooh.
When do you think a no hitter gets like tingly? Like when do you think you get to the point where you're like, ooh, we got something here? The 6th or the 7th?
Yeah,
I would say 6th, 7th.
The other day, Lorenzen was perfect through, I want to say 5 2/3. And it was kind of like guys were kind of like looking around. I know I was in the field. I was like, hey, man, we are diving for everything.
You were playing that day?
Yeah.
I was like, because if you weren't, you were getting subbed in.
Yeah. No, dude, remember Jay?
But
you want to leave it.
That's true. Hap, what do you think? If you get to the 9th and he's got a perfect game going, do you stick with what you got out there or do you put in Zach Short or just a good glove, like a great glove?
I think it's if you have one of those situations where you have a defensive replacement, you have a guy, put your guy in. Like if you have a Billy Hamilton, Billy, you're in there in center. Okay. You're in there. And the other guy who plays center field is going to one of the corners.
I agree because it would kind of suck to be the guy subbed out. I mean, you were still part of history or like something crazy, but like, you know, guys have like big guys that like play corner outfield and like they're not the fastest guys. Like if you can get a fast guy out there that can maybe save a hit, save the perfect game, no hitter, you're going to want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're the guy who like Billy Hamilton's coming in to replace you,
you're like, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, he's good at that. That's what he does.
What he gets paid to do.
Zach, can we talk about your
pitching appearance?
I was going to say Homer, but what do you want to talk about?
We'll start with Homer. We'll move to his pitching appearance. Then we'll move to my at bat.
Homers plural. I mean, guys hitting multiple in a week. We got to keep track of all of them.
I had a tweet back at me like, why so much hate for Ian? Because I kept tweeting out like Zack's homers. I go, I mean, it's not. I'm just keeping
Hit
count.
a fucking homer to keep up.
I was like, I'm not making fun of him. I'm just keeping count.
Yeah.
How sick was it, Zack? Because we were texting in our group text, and it was like it was a pinch hit like late in the game.
Homer was so
tied
sick.
or 1-run game?
We were it was 1-1 in the 6th. And the AJ has been pinch hitting all year. I was telling, I think that's like the story of our team is we lead the league in pinch hitters and defensive replacements, all that. And so again, like like if you're not starting, you're playing. Like no matter what, you are getting in the game. Like he sets up the lineup where he's gonna go against, the righty versus lefty, whatever, and then he's gonna have weapons later in the game. So when you try to bring in somebody from the pen, it's just basic, managing. So again,
it helps that you guys have, I feel like, sorry to interject, like you have like lefties and righties that play like every position. So like you said, it's easy to sub in and out.
100%. And we're getting, I think Carpenter's coming back too. So that's another lefty that we can have off the bench. Cause usually it's like 3 righties, 1 lefty, or like all 4 righties. If we're playing against, a team with a bunch of lefties in the pen, which doesn't really happen too often, but yeah. So like, again, I'm going into these games knowing that I'm going to get in, and it was kind of like the 5th inning. They started moving around. I mean, it was 1-1 game, so not much was going on. And, pinch hitting, Ian, like it's tough, like knowing when to start getting your body loose, when to like really dial it in, knowing like if it's going to be you or it's going to be somebody else, finding that routine and just getting your plan against whoever they're going to bring in. And I happened to have faced this guy like a month ago in Omaha 3 times. So like I knew kind of everything that he had. I saw him pretty well. And I wasn't even I just wanted something to hit and put in the outfield, like staying off the ground. It was 1st and 3rd with 1 out in the 6th, and he left a slider up. And I just saw I wasn't sitting on one pitch.
Can't hang that to the kid.
I saw it really early because usually I'm someone who doesn't really like to swing first pitch off speed. It's just not what I look for. I mean, it's not like saying anything. I'm sure it's everywhere in tendencies and scouting reports, but I'm sure that they thought it would be a free strike. And again, that was probably my favorite moment that I've had in the big leagues. Getting back to the dugout, just guys were going absolutely insane. It was awesome.
That was the coolest thing. I think Scotty texted it to us. Scotty Afros, friend of the pod. He texted it to us in our group text. Like, I didn't see it till a little later, but like the reaction from the dugout was so sick. Like everyone went nuts.
It's awesome. And that's the best part. Like Akil hit a grand slam the other day in a big situation, 2 outs, 0-2 against Cease. And we went berserk. Like 30,000 people at Comerica. It was on the weekend. It was day game. And it was just like, you can see me in the background. I automatically, like, as soon as he hits it, I stand up on the railing, just start going nuts. And like, there's no better feeling than getting back into the dugout after a homer or after a big, like something big, and getting back there, and seeing all the guys just go nuts. There's nothing better.
Will it ever get old seeing Miguel Cabrera go nuts when you hit a home run?
Dude, that guy is incredible, man. And it's crazy. AJ was talking about this the other day because I'm sure it's so hard for someone like Miggy to not play every day, to get, sporadic ABs. But I mean, you saw like the guy is still so engaged, as engaged as he can be, like rooting for everybody. And, it's still surreal. Like, Miggy's joking with you at the end of the dugout after you homer. It's just like, what world am I in right now?
You gotta send that picture that you sent to us to Tom and Ian so they can see it.
Right. Yeah, I didn't send
it.
Dugout. Yeah, I'll send it right now.
Why don't you care about us? All right. I want cool photos in our group chat.
Sorry.
But
Talk about your Atbat, Dakota.
Oh, well, first we'll stay with Zack here. Then you get your first relief appearance. And I didn't get to watch any of it, but Scott said you'd throw it and then like back up or like put your glove up like right away.
It's like slow pitch softball. Like the last thing that I want is somebody to, like, if it's in a real game and I'm pitching, someone lines one back at me, like I would be a little bit more like prepared, I guess. Like, I'm full motion, just the flow of the game. But like, you have a good 2 seconds while the ball's in the air to be like, I mean, this ball's coming right back. I was throwing 40 miles an hour.
Did they tell you beforehand not to like try anything?
Yeah, I think because they know, like, I would have loved to let it eat for a pitch or two, but I also didn't want, like, I wouldn't have wanted to hit anybody. So like, and like that was legitimately the most nervous I've ever been in my career. Any baseball game, no matter what, because we were getting blown out. I didn't want to make it like about me, like do something funny, like, oh, look at me, I'm pitching, like I wanted to get on the mound, get off the mound as soon as possible, not walk anybody, not die, and just like keep it to a minimum, like I gave up 1 run, took 5 minutes, all good.
It's tough too, like you said, because you're losing. So it's like you don't want to like make a joke of the game, like, oh, like
right.
We're getting blown out and Zach's out here like messing around on the mound, like having the time of his life.
That's what, like, I've again never done it before, and I was in the cage and I was just like warming up before, and I was like, I got to find a release point for this. And my first warm up pitch is like when it really hit me, I was like, I'm looking at Jake Rogers, and I'm like, bro. So like the first pitch, I actually hit him like right in the chest. I was like, all right. And I did it the whole warm-ups, and I started throwing that air cutter. Like if you catch the seams the right way with those balls, I mean, they take off. So I was just like messing around with like throwing a straight one. And I was like, hey, like my little cutter, here it comes. And just throwing it at like a whatever horizontal break. But again, I mean,
Zach's worried about his horizontal break out there.
Yeah, he looked up the stats on it afterwards.
Dude, hey, Ian, 22 inches of vert. My bad.
I sent it in the group chat, and that was Zach's first reply was 22 inches of vert. Nice.
It had it on the scoreboard. I looked after every pitch.
That's so elite vert too for those at home that don't know. Like that's unbelievable vert.
Yeah. I was throwing 42 to like 46.
Did you ever consider trying to throw like 65, 75?
So I had Benintendi, I think 2-1, and I was like, hey, if I steal like a strike here, I'm going to try to spin something like an actual like spike curveball, or like try to backdoor him with something. I was going to try to drop down a little bit, but because it was a lefty, because I was not going to do it to a righty.
I needed that. I needed you to like try something like just crazy.
I think everybody throws like super, super slow now, but when I did it in 18, I was throwing like 70 to 75. Sankers.
Now they go the opposite. Like people are literally just like stepping like,
it's hard to hit, bro.
It's a bad entertainment product. I miss when guys used to try. It was fun to watch guys try.
Yeah, but like
Ford pitched in college and then pitched for the Yankees and was throwing like 80, but it was like perfect BP speed and was just getting destroyed. But he was like laughing on the mound. It was great. I love it. That's why
you got to get it to the edges.
Ian, do you believe Zach when he says that he hit 93 in college? Or was it college, Zach, you said?
Yeah. I can get multiple people to sign off on this.
Zach's got it. Yeah. Zach's got
93 off the bump. And
I was throwing like 88. I was throwing 88 in high school.
Well, why didn't you try that when you pitched? Maybe they make you a two-way. You could be Shohei.
You see this thing? This thing's hanging on by a thread.
Next thing you know, you're Shohei Ohtani, but a reliever.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
that was fun. So my dad actually, growing up, he was like, because I didn't want to pitch, but I loved pitching. He was like, hey, the only way you're going D1, you want to go D1, is if you pitch. And I was like, all right, watch, Wayne.
And you still went D1 as a hitter.
Yep.
Just a little guy. Ooh. Also, before we talk about my at bat, yesterday, ZS59, big 2-8. Birthday.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
Big birthday.
What a guy.
Big, old.
We're the same age.
Was hoping for a birthday homer.
Yeah.
Really wanted one.
I had to I got a late entry into the lineup
to face Evaldi.
I was all over him, man. God.
He's gross.
He's been pretty good, huh?
He was throwing firm.
He's disgusting.
He was like 96, 98. Just low arm.
We had that Taj Bradley kid throwing
rise balls
97 to 99.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Dakota, big AB you had, huh?
Who's my at bat brought to us by Ian?
Brought to us by Neurohacker. Quality Mind by Neurohacker. If you deal with brain fog like I am this morning, memory lapses and sluggish thinking, then you need to try Quality Mind. Our sponsor, Neurohacker, combines 28 of the most research-backed nootropic ingredients on Earth into the ultimate brain-full formula, Quality Mind, and it's been changing people's lives for years now. Neurohacker.com/compound, $100 off. Use code compound at checkout for an extra 15% off your first purchase. Quality Mind flat out works. In fact, there's a 100-day money-back guarantee. You could try it over 3 months and return it for a full refund if you're not satisfied. Neurohacker.com/compound to try Quality Mind and experience life-changing mental performance plus extra 15% off with code compound. This is $100 off, and then you get another 15 with the code. So that's double whammy. We call this a double whammy.
The double whammy.
Tell us about your at bat, Dakota.
So in our league, we have the double hook rule. So if the starter doesn't go 5 or comes out before the end of the 5th, you lose your DH. So our starter had a tough day, went like 2 2/3. Somehow I become the long guy. I don't know how that happened, but I'm the long guy. I come in the 3rd, finish that inning, throw another inning, and then my at bat comes up and they're like, hey, you're hitting. And I got lucky. The starter was throwing like 84, lefty, throwing 84. But I walk up there, we got a guy on second. We're down like 9-1. And I said to the catcher, I like to be nice to the catcher. So I'm like, don't kill me. Like, just be nice to me. I don't want to hit. I'm not a good hitter.
Do they have a helmet to video?
No. Oh, no. So I tried on every single person's helmet. Biggest they had was 7 3/4. I wear an 8. The 7 3/4, literally I had to kind of pound on the top to get it to go down enough to stay on my head. They had the C flap though, got to protect myself.
Love that.
But then I get to the box, first pitch, it was belt high. Ump says ball high. Catcher goes, the guy's 7 foot. There's no way it can't be high. I was like, I got that up, man. I don't know what to tell you. Work the count to 3-1. I get to 3-1. I'm like, I can't swing. I just can't. Because
Why?
Because if I swing at a ball, my manager's going to kill me. So I was like,
no, it's not. You're down 9-1.
So I went auto take. All right. I went auto take. 3-2 right down the middle, or 3-1 right down the middle. I was like, damn it. Should have swung. 3-2 though. I'm seeing this guy well, working the at bat, working the pitch count. Throws one down and away. I just sent the video in the group chat. I had it down and away on our K zone. It was a ball. Ump brings me up. I tried the quick throw bat, run to first as soon as the pitch crosses. Tried to run to first. Ump calls strike 3. I was like,
was
damn
it a strike? Was it a strike?
No, it was a ball. It was off the plate.
Come on.
I got eagle eye up there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you do. But what are we doing?
Please watch the video. Dakota trying to sell it is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
So good.
That's the best part is I tried to sell it and I look at the ump. I go, come on, man. You better give that to me when I get back on the mounds.
That is incredible.
And
the bat toss is so good. You launched it from under your arm.
I tried to earn it. I tried to be like, nope. And I tried to run to first. They didn't give it to me. But I was disappointed in myself. I didn't swing the whole at bat. I didn't get a pitch I liked. He was working the corners on me. Wouldn't give me a cookie until 3-1, and I was auto taking. It was tough.
I'm so off you auto taking 3-1.
I know. Everyone on the team was pissed. They're like, why didn't you swing? I was like, I didn't want to swing at a ball, and I don't think I have the reaction time to read if it's a ball or not. So I just didn't take, or I just didn't swing. Yeah, it was dumb not to swing, but it was fun. It was a fun at bat because it wasn't a guy throwing 95 and I wasn't fearing for my life, at least. But
no, those are even more fun.
Fearing for your life up there? No.
Oh yeah, fun. Yeah.
But yeah, that was my at bat, and it was fun. It was a ball though. Should have walked.
We'll send that into the league. See if we can get that changed.
Eagle eye.
See if we can get that changed.
Yeah, we're gonna need that switched around. Craig Kimbrel got his 400th save, 8th person ever.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
This was a subject or topic that was brought up to me the other day. Craig Kimbrel, Hall of Famer?
Yes, I believe so. He has won a World Series with the Red Sox too, right? At least one. Did he?
One.
I think he's got one.
Zach?
Yeah, he had to have, right?
Hall of Famer?
So.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, 100% he's a Hall of Famer.
Tom, you dirty dog. Don't you do it, Tom.
I would say I need to look at the numbers more. My initial reaction was no. He does have a World Series ring, though. He did. I'll read you his accomplishments.
If he was a Yankee and not a Red Sox, is it an automatic yes?
Not
you sicko. You sicko.
8-time All-Star, World Series champion, NL Rookie of the Year, NL Roll Age Relief Man of the Year, Delivery Man of the Year, 2-time Reliever of the Year, 4-time NL Saves Leader, pitched a combined no hitter, 300 save club, 400 save club.
I mean,
2.41 ERA.
I think yes, because would you guys agree? I mean, we could go through name by name, but wouldn't you say he's like a top 10 closer of all time? I mean,
Yes.
The numbers with his
There's only 8 guys who
saves.
ever had 400 saves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why is this even a question?
Okay, wait. Can I keep
feel
going?
like it's hard
Let me keep
for
going.
relievers
Let me
to
keep
get
going.
in. But yes,
Let me keep going. Kenley Jansen.
I don't know. Hang on.
Tom,
That's a
get the
tough
numbers
one.
up.
That's a tough one. He's still, how old is he? I feel like he's still got a couple years left to work his way into that.
36.
Relievers are tough because I feel
Him
like
and, him and
relievers, like,
Kimbrel are the same age.
but I feel like relievers, you have to like.
Kimbrel definitely has a better case than Kenley Jansen, I believe. Jay Jansen's only a 3-time All-Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Led the American League in saves twice. Or sorry.
Kenley Jansen has 402 saves. He has a 2.48 career ERA. 0.949 whip. Over 1,000 strikeouts and 784 innings.
I mean,
One of 8 guys is part of the 400 save club.
I was going to say, I feel like if I say Kimbrel's in, I have to say Jensen's in.
Finished
He's in the
15th
400
in
save
the
club.
MVP one year, 5th in the Cy Young one year.
Like Dennis Eckersley's in the Hall of Fame, right? And he's got 390.
Good point.
I think I got to go yes. I think I got to go yes on both. Well, wait,
Zach?
but Billy Wagner's not in it. is
Okay, that's my follow-up. That's my
Okay.
follow-up. Don't get ahead of me. Don't get
he? Sorry, I was just looking at the list.
But does Billy Wagner? He isn't. He's off the ballot.
He never got enough.
He was never.
He never got close to like enough votes. I don't
And
think he ever was over 50%.
Then I don't know how either of those guys get in then.
But that's what I'm saying. Of this generation, who are the best closers of our generation?
Kimbrel, Chapman, Jensen, probably those three. Probably those three are like the top 3 off the top of my head.
I think it's really hard to make the Hall of Fame as a reliever. Just I'm a small hall guy anyway, but I think Kimbrel's got probably your best argument. He certainly, I think, looking at the numbers, has a case. I think he'll get votes. I think Jansen probably is in a much different category.
Yeah.
So you're saying of our of this generation of, well, let me finish my thing. Billy Wagner, 422 saves, 2.31 ERA, 7-time All-Star, 0.998 whip, one of the best relief pitchers of all time, did not get enough votes to be in the Hall of Fame. You're saying, like, in our generation of baseball players, there will be 10, 15, 20 starting pitchers who make the Hall of Fame. There will be 0 closers, 0 relievers will make the Hall of Fame.
I don't know if I can get behind that.
I agree with Tom that I'm also a small hall guy, but I do agree you need like you said, the best of our time. Like Kimbrel's got to be at the top of that list of like maybe and like when he was with the Red Sox, like the most dominant closer of all time,
and the Braves
during that time, and the Braves. Yeah, sorry, the Braves too.
The Braves, he was unbelievable.
And you're talking about longevity. I mean, 14 years for Kenley right now. Kimbrel's in that range, 14 or 15 years. You know, and they're not done.
Yeah,
Baseball Reference has a metric called Similarity Score, which summarizes the guy's entire career into one number. The top 2 results for Billy Wagner Similarity Score are Kenley Jansen and Craig Kimbrel. Craig Kimbrel's number 1, Kenley Jansen's number 2. So
I think Billy Wagner should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, that if you think Billy Wagner should be in the Hall of Fame, then you think Craig. I think that's kind of the litmus test. If Wagner gets in, he's at 68% this past year. Then I think a guy like Kimbrel's in a much better place than he was 5 years ago.
Tom, to your point, Tom, about having a small haul, there's only been 8 guys to have 400 saves. That's pretty small.
Yeah, no, listen, if Billy Wagner got in, I probably wouldn't vote for him, but he's a guy that I wouldn't have a huge issue with him going in. I think he's a really, really good player. I think you start to get into like the long-term longevity of some of these relievers. I think that's the thing that separates a guy like Hoffman and Rivera from the guys like Billy Wagner. Is like they were able to do it for such a long, sustained period.
Do you think it hurt Wagner? Wasn't he thrown like at the same time as Hoffman and Rivera? Like, weren't they all like at the same like period?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely overlap there. So the fact that, as you said, like he was never the reliever of his generation. He was probably always the third best guy at any time. And he was always like, I think he used Enter Sandman for a while and he pitched in New York. Like there were definitely some obvious, like comparing him to Mariano, you're going to be obviously going to be underwhelmed because, Mariano is probably the greatest reliever in the history of the sport. So,
amen.
16 years, 7 All-Star games.
I'm off him. Once you said he used Enter Sandman, I'm off him.
Well,
Keep
that's
keep him out.
Tom, do we even know that that's real? Or are you just saying that because you love the Yankees?
Okay, well,
I believe this was real, but I was,
we need to someone fact check that, please.
We don't need to fact check it. I'm with Tom. Keep him out.
He threw.
Yes, I have Billy Wagner entering the game to Enter Sandman. So he did use Enter Sandman. In like 2006, 2007, 2008, I have videos from all those years with the.
There was 5 different years where he pitched or appeared in 70 plus games. In his last season in 2010, he was 38 years old. He had a 1.43 through in 71 games.
That's insane. Zach, you should be standing on a soapbox right now. That's your team. That's your guy.
Yeah.
Stick up for your guy.
I don't know because, I'm with you. I am.
I agree. Like if Kimbrel or Jensen get in,
I agree.
How is he not in? Because they're like Tom said, they're the same thing.
What would the argument be? Like, oh, he had more strikeout. Like, why would that matter if the goal for a closer is to get saves? Like, that's your only goal.
Your job is literally to win the game, and he won the game 422 times when called upon to do it.
Right. So, like,
the one argument against Billy Wagner is he does have a 10 ERA in the playoffs. His career ERA. I mean, it's only 11 2/3. Obviously, he's a victim of small sample size. But anytime his ERA starts with 2 numbers, it's 10.03. That's tough.
Just a subtle jab.
ERA as a reliever is very skewed.
All right, but I mean that's not 10. Once you get 10 ERA, I think it's.
11 innings. If you get one cashed in on you, you leave 3 guys out there and they all score, you're toast for a month.
Zach's got a 9 right now, so take it easy.
Yeah, let's relax.
Yeah, not all of us can have zeros in this show.
Yeah, good for you, dude.
I'm with the subtle jab of like, well, the Mets were never in the playoffs, like a real little. Like the Yankees were always in it, Mets weren't.
It's a good point. It's a good point. You could easily say that small sample size.
His playoff numbers don't look good, but that's your career isn't made or like what are you talking about? 14 games he pitched in his.
Yeah, I just think for a guy with a borderline case, having really bad postseason numbers can be the difference between getting in and not getting in. I think ultimately, whether or not he gets in on the I think he's got 2 more chances. Wagner, he'll get in on the Veterans Committee. He's someone that whether it's now or 20 years from now, he'll eventually get in.
Because will he get in because Kenley or Kimbrel get in?
I think Kimbrel might get in.
I think Kimbrel is I would say like 90-10 that he's going to get in.
I agree. Because I just feel like we said, like for 10 years, he was like the most dominant closer. Him and Chapman were like the 2 most dominant closers, like for those periods.
Speaking of Chapman, guy throwing 103 again. We faced him last week and it was like, whoa.
You're like, so this is what it's like.
Whoa, dude.
Did you face him or no?
No, but Scope had to pinch hit against him in the 9th and had an unbelievable at bat, and then walked against him too the next day. And he threw the next time he threw him a 3-1 slider, and they were up by like I don't know how many runs. And Scope takes it and turns to Salvador Perez and was like, "Hey, tell him thank you, please." Like, he was just throwing absolute like heavy, just hit me, I dare you.
He's on the Royals now, right?
Yeah.
Bowling balls.
Dude, so heavy.
The Angels have that kid throwing 102 now.
Bro, the guy was taking college classes last year. Now he's in the show throwing 100.
What happens when you throw 102? Everybody has somebody that throws 102.
Oh, speaking of which, that was Ben Joyce, right, for the Angels?
Yeah.
Liam Hendricks returned last night. Pretty sick.
Super
that
cool.
Entrance was awesome.
We saw him the other day, too. He was throwing a live BP at our stadium before one of the games. And, I mean, he looked Like he was throwing hard, he was into it, and it was pretty cool to see it. Like I didn't get a chance to say anything to him, but just to come back from that is insane.
Yeah, it was so cool. And like seeing like his wife, they were showing his wife in the stands, like just going nuts. Like
really
that was
cool.
sick to watch.
Yeah, really special moment. And I mean, that was fast too. Like pretty.
That's what I was gonna say. Like
pretty impressive.
So quick. It was happening in the off season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I think he was diagnosed like in the fall, maybe, or like
that's wild.
Early in the off season. Tom, my next thing. This isn't a question for Ian or Zach. How much do you hate Fernando Tatis? You have to hate him because you can't take steroids, have teams chirp you about steroids, and then like be like a conductor to it. Like you can't like tease him when you took the steroids.
Yeah, I honestly, he's a guy that to me that I'm just like, everyone knows that what his deal is, and I don't even think about him. Like I know they just played the Yankees, and that's why you're asking me because that everything that happened at Yankee Stadium. But like that was the most obvious thing that was going to happen in the world. The Yankees fans were going to chant at Tatis, and Tatis was going to like do something about, like I saw that happening, and I pre-decided to not care about it before it happened because I saw it happening, and I was like, I don't care.
I won't let this bother me. I
have the mental energy to care about this.
Are you mad at him for ringing our friend of the pod, Anthony Rizzo's bell?
Wow. I was going to say, though, I did one thing that I thought was cool was I was walking around Midtown Friday trying to do an errand after work, and I saw, no joke, like 20 different groups in Padres uniform, like Padres gear, Padres stuff. So I did think that was a pretty good argument for the balanced schedule because I don't know when the last time the Padres played Yankee Stadium was. I'm guessing it had been a while. I had never seen, and granted, this is Midtown, so this isn't even like I was around the stadium. This just was, I was walking around New York City. There were so many people in Padres shirts, Padres hats. So it does seem like maybe that balanced schedule is allowing, teams like the Padres, whose fans never would see them play at Yankee Stadium, to now, go out and see it. So I was talking about with somebody yesterday to barbecue the balanced schedule. I think there's some consensus among like non-hardcore fans that they like the balanced schedule. So
can I make an argument for the balanced schedule as well?
Yeah,
of course.
The Rays are in town playing the Cubbies. It's a decent amount of Rays fans here.
Really? In Chicago?
I don't know where they come from. I don't know where I don't know where they came from. Okay. Maybe it's getting a little hot in Florida. Maybe they wanted to escape to 75 and beautiful in Chicago, but there's a decent amount of Rays fans there. There's somebody with like a Randy and Rosarena head in left field. I was getting chirped from people from the bleachers.
Turn around and like, hey, whoa, hey.
Yeah, it was
we got white on.
Guys, it was like, Jeff, can we take care of this guy? Let's get this guy out of here. It was
we're not going to put up with this. This is
we're not going to do this for 9 innings. But it was I was surprised. I mean, last time, not the last time, but one of the first times where I was like, oh my God, the Blue Jays came to town in 2017. And Toronto hadn't played at Wrigley for a long time. And it was like half and half. That was the first time I was like, oh my God. But when teams don't come for a while and then they're there, especially when it's nice weather, kind of, well, that's weird.
The last note I had, Tom, do you want to hit the DraftKings ad before I say my last note?
Yeah, Ian, if you want to throw it to me for DraftKings, it's baseball, so I'll read it. All right.
You didn't like Dakota's throw? You want me to throw it? Dakota, bad throw. I'm going to catch yours, and I'm going to say, Tom.
Relay. I hit the cutoff, man, which is Ian.
Hit me.
He's shooting it home.
Tom, DraftKings.
Hit it out of the park this baseball season with the DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers can place a $5 bet and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, all customers can take a shot at bigger payouts with the DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up with code COMPOUND. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's with code COMPOUND, only the DraftKings Sportsbook. I may have been with somebody last night who used the DraftKings Sportsbook, had a little bit of money in the Miami Heat, and they were very happy after that game. So, if you're watching a basketball game and you feel good about a team, get in the live bets. That's the best part about the DraftKings Sportsbook. It's the ability to live bet, in my opinion. Again, code COMPOUND $5 bet, get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Only on the DraftKings Sportsbook.
Code compound.
Nice.
Dakota, what's your next thing?
I just had 2 shout outs. One, they came out with the college baseball regionals yesterday, and who made it? My buddy is first year pitching coach for Troy. My old pitching coach at Michigan State's the head coach there, and they clinched an at-large berth to the regional. Pretty exciting. It was cool. We actually were watching the show in the locker room, and it kind of fired me up a little bit. Troy Trojans going to the regional. They're playing in the they're playing against Boston College. I forget what region.
Tuscaloosa region.
Yes, Alabama regional. Yes.
And
then the other. Go ahead, Ian.
Well, I was just going to say, in the AAC, my former conference, might have been player of the year. The team that ended up winning the tournament was like 9-40 or something.
Yeah, Tulane 19-40.
Unbelievable, 19-40, and we go on to win.
Hot at the right time.
Anything can happen in this game. Congrats to them. What a run.
And then the other one was Brady Short, Zack Short's little brother in Central Connecticut State.
Yeah, heading down to South Carolina Friday night.
Want to play the Gamecocks.
Yeah,
what a stadium that is.
Brady, he had a really good tournament too. I think he hit close to 500, few doubles, bunch of walks.
Just like his brother.
Fire me up. Me up.
Yeah, they were dominant all year, and you never know. Like we just said, never know during conference tournament weekend. And they lost game 2, had to go through the losers bracket. They actually beat Sacred Heart twice.
Oof.
Sorry, Piles. But yeah, ended up running through the losers bracket and heading to South Carolina. What is that? Where are they?
Not Columbia. Is it Columbia? Yeah.
Columbia.
Zack sent pictures of his mom and dad like hugging Brady, and I go, "Where's Avery, Zach's other brother?" He goes, "Well, he went to one game and they lost, so he didn't go again." And I was like, "That's understandable."
He went Friday, they lost, and he was like, "All right, well, I have to work anyway, and I'm not calling out, so all good."
Respect.
And it worked out.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play in a regional when you were in college?
Yeah, we won. We beat Bryant my sophomore year. We went down to TCU, which was awesome. I mean, we got our ass handed to us, but it was, I think only lost like 8-1. Could be wrong, but it was, they let off with a homer. The game was over before it started.
Yeah,
Bearcats, to start the game and you just
like what do we got?
Yeah, Bearcats. We didn't make I don't think we made the tournament our first year to go to the Big East tournament, and then everybody got into the AAC tournament. There was no. You were in it.
Yeah,
we went down there.
But you never made a regional?
Did you, Dakota?
No, we made it to the semis of the Big Ten tournament and then lost to Ohio State, who had a fellow teammate now, Ronnie Dawson, who set the doubles record that tournament. Who also, I told Ian the other day, Ronnie Dawson, Bruce Bolt guy.
Ronnie Dawson, Bruce Bolt guy. And we love that.
There's
love to hear
nothing
about
better than the conference weekend, like the tournament. Like anybody gets a hit, the boys are going nuts.
Oh,
and there is no lead that is safe. You have.
Did you guys see the D3 game? There was a D3 game.
Yes, I did see this.
The Super Regionals. So this was the middle game of the best of 3, game 2. One of the teams, it was University of Wisconsin Stevens Point and University of Wisconsin Lacrosse. One of them goes up 19-2.
Oh, I did.
Blows the lead. Is trailing 2019, scores 5 in the top of the 9th to win 24-20. And force a winner take all game 3. And I don't know what happened after that.
If you're up 19 to whatever it was, at what point do you start to hit the panic button? Like 19, because like even if they score 8 runs and it's 19-11, you're sitting back like, go ahead, score 8 more. I dare you.
Well, I think I counted. I looked at the box score that I saw it on Twitter, and it was like they cut it to like 19-13 after one of the innings, and I was like, you might be, a little tighter of a butthole towards like when it's 19-13.
Last game, like not a lot of pitching. Dakota, close your eyes. The last game of this series, the Lacrosse, who was the team that was down 19-2, made the comeback and still lost. Won the last game of the series 16-10 to go to the college D3 World Series.
What a group of hitters, huh? Those guys are swanging.
They opened up the
resilient,
game
too.
with 7 runs in the first inning, Lacrosse, after they got the 19-2 taken over. So they were ready to go.
Absolutely swanging the sticks.
Speaking of swinging, Aaron Judge is like the best. He is the best hitter in baseball, right? Tom, you can stay out of
He's
this, one, but like
unbelievable, dude.
he missed 10 or 11 days and still has how many home? I don't know, 17 homers. Am I wrong?
Well, we need Tom now. You
That's
said Tom
17
stay out
homers.
of it.
He had
You said
two-
Tom stay
Tom,
out of
you
it.
can
then
come
you
back
didn't
in right
have
now.
to
He had 2 homers yesterday. He's got 17 homers.
And robbed a homer.
Yeah, I was saying this to one of my friends. He robbed a homer also over the weekend at the stadium, and he's so tall. He's the only person who robs a homer, and you're like, that wasn't even that exciting. Like, he barely jumps. He just kind of reaches up, and you're like, oh, that was probably a homer, and that's like a routine play for him because it's like not even exciting to watch him rob a homer.
He already has 17 pumps, hitting 3 hunch. Just like,
I think I don't have him on the home run counter. I'd be tired.
Boys would be in trouble.
just
And your screen time would be way up.
Oh yeah.
way up. Can we talk about Ronnie Dawson's Bruce Bolts just for a second? I mean, this guy
Of course.
is going out there raking for the counter clocks and wearing Bruce Bolts. The red one. Sorry, little interruption there to the ad. But I love Bruce Bolt. Ronnie Dawson loves Bruce Bolts. 100% real Cabretta leather. They fit better, last longer than anything that I've used. And if Ronnie's using them, then I'm using them. Go to the website. I got new baby blues with the wrist strap and everything. They're going to be back in stock. Go check them out at brucebolt.us. brucebolt.us.
I've got an arm sleeve of Bruce Bolt coming that I'm excited to
Yeah,
test
big
out.
deal. Big deal.
See how it's feeling.
Can't wait to hear your reaction to the arm sleeve. Good
Heck
for
yeah.
recovery. Kids love them.
Maybe Zack might need one after his inning. I don't know. Arm might be a
That's
little
what-
sore.
The next day is like, how's your lat? You all right? Throwing all those balls back there?
Are you gonna get in the bullpen? You're gonna mix in a bullpen sesh once a week? Get
Yeah, like
yourself.
how many jokes have you made to like your pitching coach? Like, hey, you want me to come throw a couple?
No, dude. No.
You're out. You're like, no, I'm good.
I God forbid it happens again. I mean, I would do it again.
Wouldn't?
I would. No,
Oh,
it'd
okay.
be-
I was gonna say if
Would
AJ
you do
Hinch says,
anything
hey man,
differently?
you got to throw the ninth, like you don't
yes,
really have a choice.
I would mix speeds up a little bit different. Like I threw every single one like 42 to 46.
Yeah, you got to mix and match. They're too comfortable in there.
And that's what the first base coach said to our coach or our first baseman. He was like, hey, like if he had like 60 right here, like somebody would get blown up, But again, like I only face one lefty and I'm not throwing a ball a little bit harder.
Little does he know you've got 93 in the tank.
Hey, I don't know if I do anymore, but
Just get down
Yeah,
that slope. Use the lower half,
yeah.
Good point.
Was it at home that you pitched?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's a nice mound.
Yeah, it was a good one. It's funny, like I remember pitching when I was a kid and I would always go to the right side or the first base side of the rubber. And as soon as I got out there, like just subconsciously, I went to that same exact spot when I was
Should have went third base side against the righties, try to
The
get a
righties.
little, come from
Yeah.
behind them.
I know. I would do a little like turn my whole body and then throw it, but I was like, all right, it's enough.
You should have done some like Johnny Cueto, like lift and pause, like.
But dude,
teeter.
That's what I was thinking about it. But again, like I didn't like we were losing, we we're getting our ass handed to us. And I'm like,
It sucks that you never they never put in position players with a big lead because usually that means your starter went like 7, so you have a full bullpen. Like you're never going to go out there and do it like when you're winning. So it's
I
like when
know.
you're losing, you're like, well, I don't want to mess around and like
right.
make this a joke.
And how about AJ wasn't even there? He was at his daughter's graduation. So like next day he was just like, yeah, good inning. Thanks, Skip. If you need another one, I got you.
Anytime.
Ian, when is your London series?
Ooh.
June 23rd, 24th.
Oh, I thought it was coming up.
Oh,
Because you guys go out
I'm
west.
so jealous.
We're going to Chicago in 2 days, and of course, we're not going to be able to.
Yeah, we're going to the West Coast for I don't know, a month.
Zach, can we talk real quick about when Ian yells at us for being on his phone and he's openly like showing his phone on
This is
camera
him.
right now?
Yeah.
This is for the pod.
It better be.
For the
I'll tell you
pod.
that
Check your phones. Okay. I'm just trying to show you what it looks like to have a 0.
Oh, is it you pitching? It hasn't shown up yet.
Look at what this is. What
there
it
it
looks
is.
like. Okay, boys, you gotta get it to the edges.
Mid-70s too. You kind of throwing gas.
That's
The
what I'm saying. You can't
No
throw the
sleeved
puck
Ian
ball.
Happ is funny looking to me. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I
that
feel
looks
like you are not a no sleeve guy like ever.
Here, let me show you. This is the.
I think this
side angle.
episode's going off the rails a little bit.
I was like, Tom,
but
you got to
know-
put that video in, or else people are gonna be like, "What's going on?" right
maybe kind of edit this section because it's going off the rails. But we're all right, Tom. Okay, we're all right. Do you see me? I'm nasty. Okay, I'm nasty.
75 with run.
That's what I'm saying. Got to get it to the edges.
What was your vert and horizontal?
I actually did throw.
now? Zach's video is
God.
so funny.
Oh, terrified.
Zach throws it and like goes, not at me.
You see that little? You see
Way
that
to get
little
down the
like
mound,
this, though?
Zach.
Huh?
Way to get down the mound.
Yeah, you know, a little.
Ian, that one to Dexter Fowler was actually kind of gross.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That had some good run on it. Like Tom said, like that's actually got some good arm side.
Oh
That's
my God. Zach.
You don't, hey, 6.8 inches of horizontal and 6.4.
I don't think Zach's allowed to talk. He's the first major league pitcher I've ever seen flinch. I don't think once you flinch on the major league mound, we can't talk about your verdict.
Well, I said it to Zach after. I go, it's a lot closer than you realize, isn't it? Like it's scary out there, man. Like they can
Yeah.
hit it back at you real hard.
But again, I think it was the time that I had to think about it from when I released the ball,
Yeah.
where I'm like, oh fuck, that's right down the middle. Like,
But those hands don't sleep. You'd have been fine.
yeah, but my face does.
I don't know if you saw my spin efficiency there, 99.5.
Hey, I'm looking at your.
Oops,
your
can't teach
vert.
that.
I'm looking at your vert and your horizontal though. We gotta work on that. If you're gonna throw
I would-
sinkers, we can't have 6.4 horizontal.
Zach, did they check you for sticky stuff after that?
No, I was kind of like walking around. I was like, come on.
Come check my hand. It's sticky. I put some stuff on.
Well, so in my
That
glove,
gets a
it's an
10-game
older
suspension.
one.
Zach, it's a 10 game for a relief appearance throwing 44.
Well, dude, so before I went out there, I was like, hey guys, I have like this is like a really old glove. Like I have dried up pine tar on my glove. Like I mean old, like if anything, it makes it slicker right
wink,
now.
Wink. Right. It's old.
And I was like, hey, like, am I good with this? And they looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, no. I've seen position players get checked before. I'm not getting banged for 10 days without pay and without losing a roster spot. It's not happening. I'll go out there with
Yeah.
no glove before I get banged for that.
well, no.
How scared would you have been with no gloves?
Yeah,
You were already
it's
scared
I
with
mean,
gloves.
at that point, you don't have a glove.
That is hilarious that you hit or you pitched and I hit on
Yeah,
the
that's
same,
fun.
In the same week.
Same day.
no, same week.
Let's
hit
get to the Sloan
Saturday.
screen time before I have to run, and then we wouldn't do screen time. And then the people would, they would go to John Boy and they would storm the building and take Tom out into the streets. That's what would happen.
Jesus. All right, well, let's prevent that.
Sloan's the world's leading manufacturer of commercial plumbing systems. The company is at the forefront of the green building movement and provides smart, sustainable, and hygienic restroom solutions by manufacturing water fixture products, including flushometers, faucet sink systems, soap dispensers, and fixtures for commercial, industrial, and institutional markets worldwide. To learn more, visit sloan.com. Say your times. Say your times.
4 hours, 1 minute.
We're doing
We had a double header, so it was a good day.
I had 5-5.
Ian probably still beat me even after I said it was a good day, but
Yeah, I crushed you.
Yeah.
I had a day.
you were in
231.
Chicago. What'd you say?
231 for me.
Oh, you're in Chicago on Memorial Day. You better not be on your phone.
That's a good point.
7:43.
That's not bad, Tom. Honestly, Tom, anytime you're under 8 for a full day, I'm impressed.
But can I say one thing? Tom said, yes, he was like, I'm taking the weekend off. He was like, I just edited the biggest edit ever. I killed it. Nasty. And he was like, I'm taking
said
the
he was gonna
weekend.
have a
Don't
couple-
bother me. He said, don't text me. Don't call me.
Phone's off.
I'm out. But he
Yep.
was still on his phone for 8 hours.
He
Talk
said
to
he was
Jimmy
going to
and
have
Jake if you need me.
He said he was going to have quite a bit of Parlay rum yesterday.
Yep. And that's why we were a few minutes late today. It's all good.
Yeah, he woke up. We saw him. He woke up
I
with the
should
bottle
not
on his
know it.
chest. It was like, Jesus, Tom.
The black
Take it
eye and
easy,
everything.
man. Take it easy.
He's
That's
going to cut
episode-
this. You can't cut this.
You
Tom.
can't
Do
cut
not.
this. You cannot cut this. You cannot
Can't
cut
do it.
this. That's Sloan Screen Time presented by Sloan. Go out to sloan.com if you need a couple flushometers. for
You
your
started
next
that
commercial
like it was
project.
Parsay. You were going to say go out to Benny's for Sloan.
Nope, I wasn't. I was not going to say that. That's episode 161 of the Compound Podcast presented by Parsay Rum. Send Tom at the Compound account a video of yourself maybe making a pina colada with some Parsay 3-year. Okay, parsayrum.com. Go get the 3-year. Go to Benny's, get the 3-year. Wherever you get the 3-year, get the 3-year. Make a pina colada. We'll see you next week.
One more thing.
Ah.
This was hopefully people are still listening. We were in Charleston, West Virginia, had a day game, went out to dinner, and a person came up to me and said, when I say Parsay, you say rum. In Charleston, West Virginia. I said, that's kind of crazy.
Compound travel.
Love it.
It's the whole country. That's why they'll come to New York and storm and take time into the streets. 161.